What's the difference between a prebiotic and a probiotic, and what's the best sources of each? That's what we're going to be talking about today. Welcome, I'm Sheri Traxler with Nourish Life, author of Go Forward, 28 Days to Eat, all the good stuff today that we're talking about, move, and enjoy life God's way. I'm getting ready to teach at the Nourished Festival, and what I'm teaching on is gut-brain health and how that affects your energy. Well, you can't talk about gut health without talking about prebiotics and probiotics. So I'm going to give you a little teaser today. This is also something I include in my Nourish Your Life video workshop, so I'll put a link to that below, as well as a link to the Nourished Festival registration. It's happening May 14th, 2022. A prebiotic is veggies and fruits, but there are some that are even better. So easy is, remember, eat your veggies, eat your fruits, you're going to get your prebiotics, because a prebiotic is fiber that the bacteria in your gut, the good bacteria in your gut, loves to eat. And then when it eats that fiber, all that good bacteria produces things that are good for your body. So it's a beautiful symbiotic relationship. That's as deep of the science as we're going to go into, because what I want to share with you is, how do you incorporate it into your life? It's like, okay, great, it's going to help my microbiome, my gut flora, use whatever term you want, and it's going to then give me all these good things in my body, but which ones? So here we go. The best sources of prebiotics: almonds, apples, asparagus, also broccoli, Brussels sprouts. And one of the beautiful things about broccoli and Brussels sprouts is, you put this thing down, is those also contain a sulfur compound. So they've got the type of fiber that your good bacteria loves, but that sulfur compound, the bad bacteria hates. It helps to combat the bad bacteria. So you're kind of getting a 2-for-1 goodie on that. Now this one's an interesting one. Dandelion greens. Dandelion greens, you don't have to go to the store and get these. You can just go to your backyard if you are like us and don't keep a beautiful yard. If you do treat your yard and you see dandelion greens come up, don't pick them, because they're going to have chemicals that you don't want to ingest, and you're wanting to help your gut, right? But dandelion greens you can get from your yard. Just pick them. Word of warning, they are very bitter. So this is a handful of 10. This would be chopped up and mixed into a whole thing of spinach or kale, or about 5 of them chopped up and mixed into a salad. This by itself, I know some people get used to the bitterness and they're just able to eat straight dandelion greens sauteed or in a salad or as a salad. Not me, people. I need just a few mixed in, but they are so good, and that bitterness actually helps with your digestion as well. Onions and leeks, and those of you on my email list, watch for a recipe, a bonus recipe. It's one of my favorite recipes. It's a quiche for the leeks. Before jumping into the probiotics, reminder to subscribe and click that notification bell. What are probiotics? Probiotics are the actual good bacteria. That is what is part of your microbiome, part of your gut health, that produces all this other good stuff for your body from that fiber. Well, how do you get the bacteria to start with? There are several sources, one of which is your diet. So let's go over a few of these. I've got my 4 favorite lined up, but I'm going to give you the others as well. Apple cider vinegar. I use this in dressings. I use this pretty much in any recipe that calls for vinegar. I will either substitute completely or use at least part of the substitution to be apple cider vinegar. I'll save that one for last. Yogurt. This is full of, especially there's 2 bacteria that are typically used to make yogurt that your gut loves. So having a little bit of yogurt is great. this one's one of everybody's favorite these days, is kombucha. So kombucha, kefir, oh, I've had kefir. I'm sure that it's an acquired taste and I could acquire a taste for it. You may love kefir. And I encourage you to try it. I encourage you to try all of these and pick what you like and rotate through so it's not always the same. So kombucha, kefir, also kimchi, which is, I think of it as kind of a Korean sauerkraut, and it can be pretty spicy. Fermented pickles, that's another one. And fermented pickles, make sure that it's fermented. In fact, I double checked this at the store because I wanted to tell you right. The pickles that are at my grocery store where I go, almost every one of them is pickled in vinegar and is not naturally fermented. So it's not going to have all the good bacteria for you. Sauerkraut. This one it's a new go-to for me in the past few years. I grew up with a mom who loved sauerkraut, and I thought it was one of the nastiest things in the world. And I did not like it. I was at a farmer's market several years ago, and a vendor had broccoli kraut, all kinds of different krauts. And I thought, well, I'm willing to try it. I'm willing to try anything, right? Okay, so I try it, and I really liked it. And I started eating it on a regular basis, and that ended up readjusting my taste buds where even just regular store-bought sauerkraut tastes good to me now. So here's my challenge to you. Start adding, if you are not already, several fruits, vegetables a day for your prebiotics, and especially the ones that I showed you and listed for you that are especially good for prebiotics. And then probiotics, whether it's the 4 that I showed you or the others I mentioned like kefir and kimchi, those at least once a day, and rotate through so that it's like with yogurt. There's two types of bacteria strains that are in most yogurts. That's only 2 of the thousands of types of strains that you can have. So make sure that you're getting a mix of all the different probiotics. Sometimes it might even be necessary to take a supplement, but we're talking about food specific today. Let me know in the comments what you already do for your gut health, and hopefully I will get to see you at the Nourished Festival, May the 14th. Thank you for being here. Remember to subscribe and click that notification bell, and until next time, find your path and fulfill your unique potential.